You know what's annoying is so I was putting on my my binaural tunes or whatever the hell you call them, you know, the background frequency I put on. So anyways, I was just going on that and this commercial came on. I've seen this commercial several times, but I always just skip them unless it's I'm watching a tarot and I'm trying to just or that chapter, Mr. Ballin or whatever, I'll just get up and do something during the commercials so that they can get paid. But when I'm looking for something, I'm just skipping. And anyways, this commercial came on that I've seen so many times. It's a Kate Spade commercial, which is some motherfucking bullshit. They have a person sitting in the background on this commercial, acting like in the commercial, if you didn't know anything about her, you would think, oh, that must be her. And all these people celebrating about her great stuff. She was red-tied. And around the same time as Anthony, whatever his name is, Beaujolais or whatever, that I think he was a chef or something. Yeah, he was red-tied too. And it was around the same time. It was because she is also related to David Spade, who is also so weird too. Maybe some of these little tiny guys, like who was that other one? The little red-haired guy with the red beard that he has a secret room in his house. Kathy talked about it. That when he went over to his house for dinner, and I keep wanting to say Jimmy Kennedy, but it's not him. I just saw him in a movie the other day. He's like a grown man now. He wasn't at all like as goofy as he used to be. It's kind of cute. So anyways, that other guy, I can't think of his name. He's very short, though. I think David Spade is very, very short. Like some of these mini people, like, do they think it's okay because they're small and kids are small that they can just do whatever they want to them? No, it's not gonna work out for you that way, because if you are going over another person's energy and doing something to them, there's like a karmic debt. There's a lesson. There's a balance. There's something that is put out of balance. And, people do it all the time. People manipulate people all the time. But there is something to it. Like I've been telling my daughter, because one of the daughters is just really going through it. She's splitting up with somebody who she was together with for since she was a kid. And so she's, she's really going through a lot of stuff. And I just keep saying, I think it's important to realize that when you are going through life, that everything that you're putting out, you are projecting out. And everything, when you go to your life review, which, you can go through your whole life and just you're learning lessons, and you may not understand the impact until you get to the life review. When you get to the life review, that is when you experience your life through everyone else's eyes. So you get this opportunity to see yourself through others' eyes and feel how you impacted them. So if you're putting out all of this negativity, you got to go back in and feel that. I can't even imagine going in and feeling purposeful hurt. I mean, we've all hurt kids by accident, whether it was physically or emotionally, mentally. We've all, snapped at somebody and yelled and lost our temper or whatever. And, you get to feel that. You get to learn about patience and about how you affect others by just jumping on an emotion and overreacting. So you get to experience what that's like from the receiver. So these people who have done this stuff to kids, like, oh my God. Like, can you imagine? There's no wonder why some of these people are so scared to die, to transition and go through the experience, that they just were desperate to stay alive and would, became vampires because they didn't want to go for this experience. But I just can't even imagine, like, what just keeps coming to my head is that drip video that, you definitely cannot talk about, but all the different cops that have seen it have all somehow ended up dead. And, but everybody knows. Oh, and her name's Uma. The other day when I was really stuck, I was like, what is that lady's name? Uman? Uhuman? Oh, like I was really stuck, but I think it's Huma. She's Wiener's wife, and she's HRC's personal assistant or something. But the two of them together, that video where they, terrorize and torture that little fucking girl. It's a little fucking girl all by herself, man. Where she starts begging for them to just kill her. Oh, so fucked. And they just remove this thing that we all have, and then they take hers and put it over theirs and dance around her. It's just, but yeah, they get to experience that. They get to experience what that felt like for her. So, and when you think about hell, you think about, man, hopefully some of these people are trapped for a little bit in those experiences, reliving the pain and suffering that they caused and experienced. And imagine how some of these people, they're going to go in and have to experience a lot of pain and suffering, a lot, because it has affected so many people. So to me, that is hell. That it would be a worse place here, but it is a place of your own making. It's a place of your own creation. Because of what you have done, you get to re-experience that from the other person's side. So anyways, I just tell my daughter all the time, just really be mindful when you are acting or reacting, to be thinking about, like, think it through. Don't just react and think like, oh, well, whatever. No, you need to be mindful and think, okay, so if I do this, how's it going to affect them? Am I doing this because I'm reacting to something they've done? Am I doing, what is I'm trying to get from doing this thing, from saying this thing, from acting this way? What am I trying to get from this? And that is, that is the expansion of self, to think things through. And that is this whole purpose of trying to keep us asleep, so that we aren't thinking for ourselves. We aren't expanding our consciousness. We're not growing with the universe. It's a stagnation that they want to keep people in this mind trap, so people aren't thinking for themselves. But, as many as still are in the mind trap, this significant event is going to just shake things up. And so, interesting enough, so yeah, yesterday I had seen, the Patriot movement or whatever. I'm not even sure. I'm not even shitting you how divided every single movement, like the stuff on the spiritual one, like there's so many people now calling out the super spirits. I don't know what else to call them. These people who think that they are so superior spirituality, spiritual, that they're charging people $1,000 to listen to them talk for a few minutes. It's like, dude, like, you better fucking be saying some special shit. Hopefully you're really saving some people, because, that's part of the system as far as I'm concerned. There should be no charge on God's word. When you realize, like yesterday I had this, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about, but yesterday I have this all the time. People come in and tell me, even on here on the comments the other day, somebody came in and told me, you need to go read, I don't know, Mark 10:2 or something. And, like, I need to get right with God all the time. I'm constantly getting told by these, I think, I can't think of what else to call them, but Bible worshipers, religious people, people who are going through a third party to get to the Creator. And they'll start telling me, that I'm wrong, that I need to go to the Bible if I want to know the truth. And I told this one person yesterday, I was like, why would I go to the Bible when I have an internal knowing, when the Creator's speaking right into me? Why would I go to a Bible? I already left that. I already knew that that wasn't my truth. And so I wouldn't go to a third party, especially one that's been translated and used to deceive people. So why would I go to that when they're speaking right to me? I think everybody needs to realize that they have a Creator inside of them that is speaking to them, and stop going outside of them looking for the answers. And I don't even know if she said anything. I'll tell you something spooky too. This is weird because this all of a sudden started happening. So I've had a lot of people, when you start talking about the weather and things that are going on in your area, a lot of people, where are you? What are you? Where are you? And stuff like that. And so, I'll constantly Washington State, Washington State. And I get, some people are like, "Oh, I'm in Washington State. What part are you? I'm here. Where are you?" And so I had two last week, and it was like one day apart. One of them was one day, and the next day it was another one, but it was the same kind of thing. And I was like, okay, this is weird, especially this one, which supposedly I think it was a girl, but since it's social media, you've no idea who the hell, what the hell, or anything. And because after the conversation, I started being like, okay, this is some agent shit. This is creepy. So, because she goes, oh, I recognize where you are from some video. I don't even know what video. Usually when I'm showing the if I show across the street, yeah, you can see the house across the street and it really stands out. And if somebody stalkerish wants to come and shut me up because they don't see I have value in because I'm not on the book or something, like, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, you could go find the red house across the street, go drive around and drive around looking for it, go on Google Maps and look for it or something, if that's your thing to stalk people. So, anyways, but I do know, I mean, the guy in the red house, he also is in the service, and I'm sure he's armed. The guy next door to me is a vet. I'm sure he's armed. The guy who is on the other side of me, I know he would also come out and protect me. He's a single guy, and I'm a single woman, and I think, a lot of times people, when they see you're a good person, that they become protective of you. Like, oh, that sweet little old lady that lives over there, she just keeps to herself. Oh, sometimes she comes out and plays her music and sits and smokes weed and stares at the sky, but, she's sweet. She's a little crazy, but she's sweet. So I think I'm that little crazy lady who lives in the woods. So, anyways, this lady person says, oh, I know where you are. I recognize in the pictures. And I was like, okay. And she goes, do you live next to somebody? It was like Martha and Wayne or something like that. And I go, well, I don't know any Martha. I know a Wayne, and he lives next door to me. And nothing else. Didn't say another thing. I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, this isn't some local person trying to connect with me, because why would the conversation suddenly end, and why be so kind of creepy about it? Like, oh, I recognize where you are. You live next door to so-and-so and so-and-so. And it's like, oh my God, I don't even know everybody's name out here. Like, I don't fucking know. So this was like, I don't know, creepy. And then the next day, this other guy, he's like, says something else like about where I'm at or something. And I was like, I'm in, I say the city I'm in. I said, where are you? And he said the city he's in, and he's in the one down where my daughters are. So I was like, oh, I go down there all the time because my daughters, I said, do you know blah, blah, blah? He just never said another thing, because one of my daughters is her person, the dad of the new grandbaby that's coming. Because I have two coming. And both of the older daughters are together with Mexican guys or Hispanic guys, whatever you want to refer to them. I don't know their exact heritage. I'm pretty sure both of their families come from Mexico, maybe South America, but I don't know. But anyways, they're fully Hispanic. And that community down there is really Hispanic. And one of them is a really well-known artist in the area. He's very well-known and everybody knows him. So I said, oh, do you know blah, blah, blah? Because from what I understand, everybody knows the name, because it's a small, close-knit community, and he's established and well-known. So anyways, he never said another thing. I was like, well, that's weird. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, are you just trying to track me? Are you trying to get information from me? Like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so suspicious. So it really got me more on edge of like, okay, so there is really some wackadoos who, are they becoming extreme? I don't know. Are they just wanting to shut some of us down? I mean, I don't know. People can disappear and people wouldn't even know. I mean, I could stop posting all of a sudden and nobody would know what happened to me. It's not going to be on the news or anything. Is it going to be able to track down my family? They're not even in the comments. They're not even following me. So it's just like, it's weird because you can just, on the TikTok, people disappear all the time because their accounts go down. And so, that wouldn't draw in suspicious. They would just think, because I've already got people all the time who are, oh my God, I haven't seen one of your videos in so long. It's like, man, I haven't seen my own in months. So I know what you mean. I'm somewhere back in the back room. Like, I don't know where they keep me. If you see me, it is meant to be. So, but right now I have a, I have a couple of people. This one who I think this has got to be a fake person. There's no freaking way. They're just going in on my comments, just going to town. They're a chef and they work in Martha's Vineyard, and they're there. And none of those people were sent away. Everyone was offered a job. Everyone is employed now. All these 50 people are there, thriving with new jobs. That's what this person keeps saying in my comments. I was like, okay, well, the news is saying something quite different. So if you're telling the truth, get some footage, share it with everybody, show us. And, I don't know if they've come in and said some more stuff because yesterday and then they're back today. It's just like weird. And then, I don't even know some of the stuff I've said. Like I've said some stuff about the money. Obviously, I've dropped the T-Dog's name a couple of times, and that just is a trigger. Like, oh my gosh! And I'm so much in this gray zone because I'm talking to spiritual people, which a lot of spiritual people, especially the super spirits, they are of the liberal. They are the ones who have got the gear, they've got the costume, they've got the whole witch outfit and the whole scene set up, and I, so anyways, this, but I also have, these people who listen to me because I talk about creation, God, and this spiritual movement that they come in and go at me over, that I'm not staying on the Bible. Like, yeah, well, I never do. This one person even started telling me that, well, have you even read the Quran? And it starts going through all this stuff. And I said, no, I go with what's inside of me. I have ever since I was a kid. Like, they talk to me. I hear them. I don't need to go to a book. They tell me what I need to know. Everybody has the ability. You are looking outside of yourself for a reason, but you have to figure that out. Why am I going outside of myself? What am I looking for? Why do I trust this book? Why do I trust what someone else is telling me instead of trusting my own internal instinct? That's for each person to decide. And I had to go through a lot of fucking bullshit to get to this part. I've been made fun of my whole life. That I'm, crazy, impulsive, not logical, all of that stuff, There's a lot of us who had to go through all that and always feeling like, what in the hell is this place? What is wrong with these people? Like, I had no idea everybody was so hypnotized by this world. I didn't know. And luckily, there was some of us who came in who they couldn't hypnotize us. And I don't know how it works. When I just go through all the different things that I see and hear, like when they were trying to do something in school about making people only use that one side of your brain, and I kept doing both and stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know why I was able to stay in that kind of, that same thing that happens when you're a kid. And then they say, oh, well, as you age, you stop listening. You don't hear it anymore. You don't see them anymore. Well, I never had that. I kept having them. Yeah, I got stuck into the rat race at some point, and I felt disconnected. I felt alone, but I was still talking to him all the time. I was constantly talking to him. I'd sit there bawling my head off. Why? Why do you do this to me? I would lose my goddamn mind. So, and now, they've made it clear to me, well, you were there learning lessons, and they've told me the whole point of all the lessons and all the bullshit I went through is because I'm supposed to be helping others. And we aren't even to the part yet where the shit is going to go down, but I think we're here. And that is one of the big things that I wanted to talk about, is because, so I guess last night, there was a rally. And so there's, drops all on this rally. For one thing, the flags had no stars. So all the flags, and we know how he really pushes on the flags, right? No, the flags didn't have stars. And he said, there was a few things that were said, but in the thing where people are saying about the stars. So what I'm hearing is that every state has to re-enter. So right now, because they dissolved the corporation, because I don't even know when it stopped. I mean, I think that from the very beginning of when they wrote the Constitution, that there was these Mason people who did not want us to be free, but they want it. But those people immediately started, working behind the scenes, trying to take away our freedom. And they're always fucking manipulating our minds. But see, they got to go back and experience that. And some of them will go back into lives where they're the ones manipulated, because they won't get out of this three-dimensional world. And when all these people keep saying, like, oh, because I see this all the time, oh, this is my last incarnation, I'm ascending, I'll never, and all this stuff. It's like, well, what the hell are you going to do for infinity then? Like, what? I'm never going to reincarnate again. Well, you get to ascend out of the 3D, you get to ascend into a higher state of consciousness. And in the higher state of consciousness, you get to have different experiences, but that is not, it's not going to be like these, like being in hell and having to remember who you are so you can fucking get the hell out of here. But a lot of these people who, they'll just continue in these kind of lives to learn. It's just like kind of like held back in school. Like, well, you didn't really learn everything you needed to learn, because you can see, like, how could this energy go in? It would interfere. It would be like taking the dark into the light. No, we're breaking free from the dark using the light. So why would we carry the dark with us? So dark will always find light. It just is the cycles of life. It's the cycles of nature. But we're breaking free from it right now. And so, but the people who can't break free, they will re-experience. They'll just get reborn. And most of them don't even fucking have a clue. Some of these people who do know about some of this stuff, HRC comes to my mind, and, it's going to be quite the hellacious trap for some of those people. Especially if they know where they are and where they're trapped. So good on you. Enjoy your time, reaping your benefit of everything you did. And there's a lot of people who will be doing that. There's a lot of people out there fucking people over and committing crimes. It's not just these evil ones. These evil ones gave people the stage, gave them a place, a space to come in and figure out who they were. And a lot of people have a lot of dark shit, and they've got to go out and they've got to purge it out and experience it, see how it really is. I mean, it's a big thing to, as a consciousness, as a soul, as a being, to expand yourself out of that dark misery. So anyways, the no stars. So if he is... so it broke us, like, he went in to bust up the corporation. And that's why he was constantly pushing the Constitution, the Constitution. We have this Constitution. This is our words to live by. And so they had created this corporation to trap us and change the rules and change the laws and go against our human rights. And, oh, Jesus, hold on. So, if they made this thing so they think that they can go against our human rights by manipulating and tricking us. in their corporation. So now that the corporation's dissolved, it's going back to a republic. But so apparently right now, everything is being set up in DC for inauguration. Ooh, this is getting exciting. This is getting so exciting. So it is getting set up for something big. The same company who sets those up is there setting something up. So that's what people are saying. Something's getting set up. Looks like there's getting set for an inauguration. But when that goes down and they have the United States is all split apart right now. There's no cohesive thing that's holding us together other than the Constitution. But each state would have to rejoin the republic. So there'll be some type of ceremony or something. I'm not sure. And I hope in this ceremony includes we get to see some of these governors go be let out with handcuffs, because some of these evil motherfuckers have sold us out in their personal shit to these, pharmaceutical companies who are testing on us. And Washington State's a big one. Like, I know they are spraying shit. And when people keep talking about they're spraying lithium in the sky, my aunt was on lithium for bipolar. Not only was she on it for a mood stabilizer, but you have to get lab tests all the time because you can get it so built up it can become toxic. So, and then we wonder, oh, well, why are these people just dropping dead? Well, because we've got toxic chemicals inside of us and nobody's monitoring them. You can get your lab work all day long and they're not checking what they need to check because they don't give a fuck. Because they've already sold you out as a lab rat, a human lab rat, that's all. And these rich motherfuckers don't give a fuck. These eugenic they're just bitches. They are just selfish. And I can't, oh my God. Just that, to me, it's very exciting to think about the Fraudchi, Gator Boy, HRC, Pelosi, all these people. You go do your life review. You go live some lives. That's exciting. And I can see, like, why some beings just want to watch. Like, I think I may watch some of that. I may watch how some of that plays out. But though, if they're the ones in pain and suffering, that would be, I don't want to see that any more people go through pain and suffering. This is rough, man. So if they're going to, a lot of stuff is projected that's starting Monday. Monday's shit's gonna go crazy. Even I think stuff is going on today, but this week is supposed to be a powerful week. And just that politician saying everybody's gonna know where they were on the 27th. So I want to say, because there's some post, there's some kind, I can't even keep up with all this stuff, but I just see where, I'm following enough patriots that I see this stuff being broken down and stuff and being talked about. So there some sort of drops, and these people do these gematria, and on the drops it was saying that it was saying a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the things it said was that you need to clear out of big cities immediately. And so I've said that for a while. Big cities are not where you want to be. And I don't know if that's going to be, shit's going to go down, because they want to herd us into the cities, and the good guys or white hats, whatever you want to call them, they are going to fight that. So I don't know what's going to go down, but I do have the list of the cities that they did list, 17 of them. And I don't know if somebody's making this up or if this is, I don't know. But I just thought, if we're trying to be aware and trying to observe and pay attention, we need to know where these places are that are, projected that they're going to get hit. But I think it's places that we all pretty much expect. So New York, of course. LA, of course. Chicago, like we didn't see that coming. Philly, hell yeah. DC, for sure. Houston, because it's right there. And Houston and New Orleans is saying it's going to be in those maps, in those maps, like it's real easy for them to come in with a bunch of storms. Right now the weather is so whacked out. Last night I was in bed, my window is above my bed when I move my room around. It was so fucking cold, I couldn't believe it. It was like, oh my God, This is not September. I'm ready to start lighting a fire and watching Christmas movies. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But something, we still have this weird weather here. So, whatever, if they've lost control because they manipulated it so much and now the earth is going to fight back and come at them with storms, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of stuff going on. So anyways, but the whole thing with New Orleans and Houston, they've showed that on that map. Those places are going to be gone. So they're saying to leave Houston, leave New Orleans. Nashville is another one. Charlotte, North Carolina, where, oh no, Charlotte is North Carolina, right? Because I was just thinking my sister lived in North Carolina, but she doesn't move to South Carolina. Huh. But now I'm confused because I kept thinking Charlotte, that's where she's at in South Carolina. But now I'm thinking, I don't know. But anyway, Charlotte is one of them. San Francisco, for sure. Detroit, of course. Seattle, hell yeah. Atlanta, Vegas, Baltimore, Boston, and Miami. I think all of those we could pretty much see. I mean, kind of. The thing just got hit. Kind of, I think, New Orleans, of course, makes me sad. I love New Orleans. That's heartbreaking. And Nashville was kind of surprising. So I didn't even think of it being that big of a city as compared to like Seattle or Houston. New Orleans isn't as big either, but those coastal towns are going to be hit hard. In San Francisco, LA, Seattle, New Orleans, Houston. I don't know the West Coast, the East Coast as well, but I imagine probably Charlotte is right there on the coast. So all of these places, and Vortex, I'm jealous as shit, man. You got a boat right there. You are lucky, because I'm also in that 100 miles, and damn, I wish I had a boat. I even started looking it up, like if I got a little rowboat or something. I swear. It's just like you don't know what's going to go down. But I have also heard this, and this I think was maybe from a channeler or something, I'm not sure. But they were saying that, get ready, and all of the people who are awake and spiritual and stuff like that, who are doing the work and really working on themselves and raising their vibration, that we won't be affected by what is about to go on. It's going to affect the people who are asleep, which I kept saying for a long time. Something big is going to happen to wake people up. And in some of those cities like Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit, there is a lot of crime. There's a lot of people who made the choice, like things are bad around them, so they're just like, well, I'm going to be bad too. Fuck it. And, made those choices. Well, there's a lot of people who are going to transition because they didn't raise their vibration. They didn't, work on themselves. They bought in and they played. Please stop it. I'm doing this. You're fine. What is the drama? Can I finish what I'm doing, please? Those people who, okay, I don't know what, this has gone on all night. I know I'm grumpy as shit, but it's fucking gone all night. I don't know if, I just don't know. I'm just so tired. Stella, what? Just please stop and let me do this, okay? I don't know what you want me to do. I've already fed her. I've already given her medicine. I've already let her out 3 or 4 times. So I have no idea what her deal is. I think that they can feel some of this stuff. There's supposed to be some really big, these solar flares that are hitting us again today. That is supposed to, interrupt and disrupt a lot of stuff. So everything is picking up. Everything is becoming chaotic. It's I think it's the grand finale. It's the big shebang, It is what we've been waiting for. So I'm super excited. But it's intense, but I definitely want to keep thinking, that since I'm awake, I'm not going to have to go out and, blow up these lake floaty things and try and get Stella to get on top of them. Like, hopefully, That's not going to be what I have to experience, and I don't know what other people are going to experience. I don't know how this shit is going to go down, but I know it's going down to wake people up because everybody gets this opportunity to heal before I've seen it the whole time since this started. For me, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, since I started seeing it, I have seen that it is going to be, this situation is going to be impactful. A lot of people are going to transition, but it's going to be super impactful. It's going to bring everybody on the same page. It's going to wake people up. I don't think there's going to be very many people who are not asleep at the end of this situation, whatever's going to go down. And it is going to bring everybody into the present moment. I mean, if you're hit with a storm and you're trying to survive it, it's going to wake you up. And so, I think that that is what's going to go down. And then everybody, once they're awake and they have to face themselves, which, I keep seeing this over and over and over. What I've also been saying, these people with these really huge accounts, especially these shallow accounts. Oh my gosh, I just saw this one, and this girl is just talking all of this drama from these people still going to concerts and shit, and a Harry Styles concert. It's like, oh my God. So, and she's very tall and slim and beautiful, and, I'm sure she's very madly in love with herself, but, she's, there's just some stuff to me that people, you can see when people aren't healed, when they're looking outside of themselves. And that's how I took her. So she's doing this big dramatic thing of it, but she's showing all of this. She's being very confrontational with this woman who, she said this woman attacked her in the bathroom and stole her boa that she had found on the ground a couple minutes ago. All these drunk people at bars in the bathroom having this fight. And so then she's making this big post about it and screaming at this woman, calling her a Karen and all this stuff. So I was curious, like, what happened from this? This is strange. So I went on and saw, that's how I saw, she has like 1.6 million followers. And when I went into her things, it's just all of this lip syncing and dancing. And there's so many of these girls that just lip sync to some song that they think is sexy, and then put on some skimpy clothes, maybe dance around. And that's their whole platform. That's it. That's what they have to offer. And they have all these followers, which is probably primarily men, maybe bots, because that is something that TikTok is definitely going to build up. They want us to be mindless and want to just sit and look at pretty ladies, I guess, because they can create those with CGI. They don't need us. And they can trap your mind that much by just, oh, it just takes a pretty girl and I'll just sit there and stare. Oh, like mind trap. So, anyways, so this girl, when I went on and looked, she's getting all of these people attacking her, and she's laughing at them. Like, oh my God, you guys have such a, like, what is wrong with you people? It was just a funny video. And why? What are you so stuck on this boat? Like, she's really shaming people who have invested now into her drama. She's putting her drama online, but then she's shaming people for calling her out. So that's what I'm saying. All of this stuff is exposing the truth. You cannot get away from the truth. And some of these people with these giant accounts that are just, putting out shallow stuff. When I heard this one girl say the other day, that some of us are being prepared for what's to come, and others are being taught what is, let's see, it was kind of like that there is some of us who are out there who are really trying to help people, who are really, just putting ourselves out there, putting our information out there, all for the purpose of helping somebody else. And, it's kind of like risking it all to just help people, and, going out there and looking a fool and exposing your own drama and your own problems in your life so other people can learn from it. So there's a lot of us who are out there doing that. A lot of addicts, who have gotten clean over the last couple of years, because this awakening's been going on for a while. We're just all at different levels. But everybody who gets to a certain point, you will know, well, it's because you're there to help other people get to that point. And so there's a whole bunch of us, but a lot of us, we are, held back. We're not promoted because they promote mindless bullshit. And not only that, they censor us because they don't want people to wake up. So there's tons of us who are out there who are trying to speak the truth. And so we go through this frustration of like, they're waking me up and telling me, go say this, go say that. And there's other people saying the same thing. My guides are just relentless. They won't not shut up unless I go and tell you this. And so, I know it. I know. And so then, when it just keeps being, you have such a small audience, it's like, okay, guys, I'm doing what you're asking. What's going on? And they'll keep telling you and telling you. And now I'm seeing other people getting the same information as me because they're talking about what their guides are telling them. But essentially, it is the people who are way with these big accounts who are not promoting stuff. This is part of their lesson, part of the exposure of self, the needing to humble by, that you were shallow or you were desperate or you were passing misinformation, whatever it is. I mean, all of these different people have different things that they have to confront and heal. So it's pointless to even try and figure it out. But that is when this pendulum swings back, that those people will become very clear to them that they weren't building this platform because that was going to be, they were building a platform so they had an audience to be humiliated in front of, and that humbling experience to call yourself out. And hopefully a lot of them will just go, hey, man, I'm as shocked as all of you. Let's do this together and really start, working towards their healing and get out of this, arrogant, like, I know more than you, I'm better than you, and you're not going to ascend and stuff like that. There's so much of that. But that is a part of the brain training here. And it's a hard one to break free from. So anyways, now she'll probably go sleep all day. I don't really get why she keeps doing this, crying at me, just crying at me. This goes on all night. And the thing that is weird about it is, I'm not even shitting you. I get up and stomp. Oh my God, will you stop? I'm sleeping, and I do a lot of grunting and groaning because she really understands those noises. And sometimes she tries to make them back to me. It's so funny. We can have a conversation in grunts and groans, but I will do that, and then I'll go lay back down. You can't just fall back asleep instantly. You gotta lay there and calm yourself down and relax. And then as soon, I am not shitting you, she'll be out here laying quietly. As soon as I fucking doze off, right back. It's like, how could she know as soon as I doze off to come back in and harass me if it's not somebody coaxing her to do it? I feel so sure that it's some sort of energy. I just was watching this girl up in the Appalachian talking about the stories that go on around her house. I mean, the supernatural world is real. And she says the same thing as me, like living in the forest. When it gets dark, you fucking close your doors and you close your curtains. No thank you, please. Like, they get their realm when the lights go out. Have to it. I don't want anything to do with the creatures of the forest, because it's a lot of supernatural shit. Like I've said, I had another thing where this person started telling me that, we have to be so scared because all of these portals are opening and these demons and stuff. And it's like, dude, there is portals all around us. And something is only as evil as you give it the energy. If something is like these beings or whoever, like, especially the ones that like to hang around my bathroom. Like, if I just sat there and just built like getting scared and I see you, then I'm creating that energy of fear, because they can't do anything. I mean, they can harass you. They can make the dog keep waking me up, but it's not like they can go in, and get a rope and strangle you. They can't run in and get a knife and pull it out and start stabbing you. They have limitations and they're not in a physical form. So it is a lot of just harassment, just like coming into your dreams and stuff. But, as conscious beings, we have to be able to navigate that. And so I was saying, as the consciousness is rising, and people think we're going to another place. No, it's our consciousness going in to acknowledge what is all around us that we have just failed to recognize because we're so mind trapped in this three-dimensional world. That is the expansion. When you pull free from this restricted, controlled world and you pull into yourself and you start expanding your consciousness, you start realizing, oh, there's things around me, there's beings around me, there's energy, there's stuff around me, there's other realms. And another thing too, I did start that Lord of the Rings or whatever, that new show on Prime. I watched a couple episodes. It's very intense, like super intense, but I did like how they did show that it was the inner earth, because it is all levels. We do get this idea like we're on this ball spinning, but no, it's just levels. It's realities, and everything is levels. And, there is no space, is what they say. Everything is space. So, anyways, that there just is a lot of stuff, and it is, as you expand yourself, it is your acknowledgement of the world around you and how you navigate and negotiate your place in it. And so if you are going into higher states of consciousness and you become aware of all of these other beings and you get scared and you start creating fear, you're creating the fear towards this thing that may not even be scary, but other ones, like, you feed the fear, you give them what it is they're looking for. You make them bigger by feeding them with your fear. So anyways, that's all stuff for people to learn as they, start expanding and going into this supernatural world. I mean, we've always existed in it. We just didn't question it because we were so busy trying to get to work. So we weren't paying any attention. But once you start going into this supernatural world, you start seeing. And some of us, we've seen it around us for our whole lives. And we're always aware of it. And, and then I know, like Amber, she has been under attack by these beings for a long time, which, I don't know. I mean, there's so much stuff that is people's personal stuff. Like, it is just as so variable, and it's so vast on everything. That's why it's so crazy when any of us try and judge anything, because there's too many variables. There's no judgment that you can make. There is no set thing. It's just all variables. So anyways, I'm super excited because, well, Seattle's close. So, and, if it is going to be something with the water and it does start coming up, hopefully I would think when they are saying 17 cities, I would think there's going to be some shit that's going to go down. But if it is the water raising, then I would think they would say, for everybody to be evacuating the entire coast. I don't think that they would be saying in the gematria, evacuate these certain cities. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think we really will see. I think we really, really are here, and we're at the time. And, I think some of us are going to be hit way harder than others. And there's a lot of buildup to this. And it's a lot to keep your emotions in check and not feed the fear and not get it completely out of whack and out of balance, to stay centered. And it is a challenge, but that's what we're here for, are these challenges, these obstacles, because that is what it is. The same thing as a video game, and it is this level up. And every time you heal something, I know a lot of people think like, well, I healed this, and now I've got another thing. Yeah, it's one thing after another, because there's a lot of stuff. There's not just one thing to heal. It's everything to heal. And you can't heal something else until you heal this. So you have to heal this, and then something else will come up. And then you heal that, then something else will come up. It's like it's steps. Like I keep trying to say, it's like There's actual steps. There is no quick jump over. I'll just take the test, please. No, you have to actually do the steps to learn the lessons, to heal the problems. It's a process that every consciousness has to go through for an ascension. Like there is no, you just can't skip through it. You have to actually do the work. And there is tons of stuff to heal and stuff. So don't get down on yourself when something pops up and another thing pops up. And you just feel like, oh my God, this is endless. You know, it gets faster and quicker. It will start getting easier and easier. You start being a master at healing. You can let go of shit. You know what you need to recognize and what you need to let go of. It just starts going faster and faster. So, but it's a process, and just don't be hard on yourself. And this whole situation is so everybody has to face themselves. So, and like I said, there's a lot of shit happening already that is creating that mirror to be shown to you. And like that girl was totally in denial. She wasn't going to listen to anybody. She was just laughing at everybody. And I was like, man, these are your followers. These are your fans. And you're laughing at them. Wonder how that's going to work out for you. I guess there's one with Kylie. Oh, God. She's on TikTok. And so she is just, her regular old arrogant self, I guess. Her and her mom decided to go someplace. I can't even remember. I don't remember what it was. I go to a laundromat or something. Like they went someplace because they wanted to see what it was like to be a real person. It's like, oh my God. And the person who was commenting on that was like, there's people who can't even afford to go there. And you're acting like where, how are you this disconnected and arrogant, and you're putting people down and then telling them to buy your products. And so she's getting called out like, whoa, I'm not even kidding you how many, she's getting called out. Kim too. Oh my gosh. So Kim posted something yesterday with her and Chelsea and HRC standing there all buddy, and her saying that she's so excited to go on this journey with them to greatness or some bullshit and crazy thing. And oh my gosh, the people, oh no, she just lost a lot of people, which it's like, how did you not see that that's all that Kim and Kylie are just mannequins for the deep state? They aren't real people. They're shallow shells that are just so sold out that they don't even really exist anymore. They're just told what to do. And they allow that. That's what they want. They'd rather be famous and have money than to be honest and have integrity and stuff. So, everybody's making their choices and it's all going to be exposed. There's no getting away from it. And that is what I think is going to go on this week. I think that when this shit goes down, that is going to be where people are going to see the truth. The people who were in denial about so many things, they're going to see the truth. And that is then the healing starts. So I see the super spirits out there saying, this is it. This is when the spaceships come down and take us and the earth is going to go and we're all, they're all saying that's going to happen this week. But, from back when I was very first waking up, and Allison Coe came out and started saying, she was giving dates about that. And that's where people turned on her. And she doesn't come out and talk. It's nice that she's put a couple on recently, but from where she used to come out and talk all the time and tell what people were talking about, she didn't do that anymore because people attacked her over the dates. So now that's what it reminds me of what these people are doing now. They're all, just like the other day when they were just like the 1010110 or whatever, and they were all leaving the Matrix that day, but they're still here. And they're still out there talking. And now it's like, well, we're getting our reservation for the new earth. Next week we'll be, and telling everybody, do not think of anything negative. It's like, it's very much like, for one thing, there is no positive or negative. It all works together. So you need to be able to have both, because both works together to give you an experience to teach you your lessons. And so to say don't focus on the negative, well, what is the negative? What exactly are you talking about that you're not allowed to focus on, because that's going to interfere with your reservation to the new earth? It's like, it's very strange, some of the stuff that I hear these people say. But anyways, it's all going to be exposed, and maybe I'm the one who's wrong. Maybe we are next week. Everybody's just going to be taking off on ships, and these 144,000 are going to go get their place on the new earth, and the rest of us are going to go to other worlds. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see, because it's all going to be shown. And everything that is shown to us is so we learn from it. And don't get humiliated or embarrassed or anything. Just take your lesson and go in and learn it, because that is what you're here for. It's not a concern what anybody else thinks of you. That is, where some of these people, like I said, they get super defensive and then they start attacking their people. And it's like, and these are especially these accounts that are looking for fans, and they want followers and stuff like that. It's not about like how far is my message spreading, because there's no message. It's just, how good can I lip sync, kind of. So anyways, it is, everything I think is gonna start really going crazy this week, and I think it's a really good sign that there's no stars on the flag, and that they're getting set up for an inauguration. So, as soon as they come out and say, hey, this guy is not really, he was president of this corporation called America, but that's gone, because those people were just placed. But, we'll have a real, and what I heard is once the announcement happens, once he says, this guy's not real and I'm the real guy, that we have to have another election. It's something about Nasara Gasara, and then we have to have another election real quick. And it will be, that one will be on this blockchain thing, from what I understand. There will be no way to cheat. So it's going to be quite clear. And since it's like 75% of the people, well, then that's going to be a big smackdown on these people who think that, these Joe supporters who think that they're the majority, and that until Trump goes to prison and has to pay for his crimes, we can't move forward. I actually had someone say that to me today. I was like, okay, please tell me, what are his crimes? Because when I went out and looked, I couldn't find them. I researched. I didn't just go from hating the guy to loving the guy instantaneously. I went through a whole state of confusion and having to research. And then I had to go through the humiliation of like, oh my God, how was I so tricked? What part of me is such a bully? I want to just jump on and be mean and call him an orange man and stuff. It's like, listen to people talk about his big fat butt and stuff. It's like, God, that's low. That's mean. So anyways, I started looking up about him, trying to figure it out. And that is where I saw like the humanitarian stuff. And I saw where those lawyers were saying there was only one person. When they reached out to all these people about this, the whole thing, the islands, all of it. And they reached out to these people. He's the only one who answered. He's the only one who came in and gave a statement and was willing to give all the information, give names and everything. All those other people went under rocks. So, but everybody thinks that the one guy is going to go down for all the crimes of all these other ones. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But there's a lot of people who still are stuck thinking that. And it's like, all you got to do is start looking. And right now, I had somebody a couple days ago say, well, where's the information? Where do I start? I was like, man, we've been looking for years. We've been doing this stuff and sharing information, and the censorship now, you're going to have a hard time finding stuff. It's at this point, if you're just starting your journey into disclosure, just sit back and wait, because it's all going to come in and flood you. And those are your lessons. Your lessons, why didn't I go look sooner? Why did I buy into the narrative? Why, and that's where you have to go in and look inside yourself. What is it in me that went in that direction? And that's where you need to heal. And that is what will elevate you and move you forward. And I think that this, for me, what I believe is going to happen is once this shit goes down, everybody's going to be in a state of healing something, you know, one thing or another. And it could be loss, you know, it could be, we're going to lose a lot of family members and stuff. I don't know. There's definitely doctors out there saying something about this frequency and this stuff that's inside of people. And if they turn that up, it's not gonna be good. So I don't know. I just be thankful that we are here, that something is going to finally take us in the other direction, because this needs to happen. I mean, how far can we keep going? It has to go the other direction. So anyways, you know, I know I'm talking a lot. Hopefully everybody is ready, and hopefully all of you guys have been really working on yourself and doing the work like I've been telling you, and just work on yourself, because raising your vibration is going to make it where you're going to be less affected, I think. But that also remains to be seen. I'm not going to just bank on that. I'm still going to be thinking about, you know, if they come in with floods, if they come in with fires, if they come in with the zombies, if they come in, you know, whatever, you know, be ready, and we'll see. Because remember, we are in the biggest movie that was ever made. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.